protection. We need to realize we have been in society, demise it's a big shame. Who's to blame? We need to open our eyes, we are up in a spiral in the mind, it's a big shame. Who's to blame? It's not a game. Call the villains by name. It's a shame, a damn shame, when the victims are being blamed. Blame who's to blame. Die. I tell you, listen up. An increase in criminality, murder, drug trafficking, robbery, applauded by some in society, justified them because of poverty. Meanwhile, the criminals walk the streets with impunity. And the joke is on cops and judiciary. So I ask these questions, a politician to plead. What have we done? Is law enforcement team as the police? Let them get guards, or the justice system allowed to collapse. We need to realize we have been in society, demise it's a big shame. Who's to blame? We need to open our eyes, we are up in a spiral in the mind, it's a big shame. Who's to blame? It's not a game. Call the villains by name. It's a shame, a damn shame, when the victims are being blamed. Blame who's to blame. Die. I tell you, listen up. Immediate action from we to address this travesty. We got to find solutions. We need a mental revolution. Time to confront the evil in all its horrors. And be sure what we standing for. Take a new direction. Expose all who do wrong. Stop ignoring the fun. Just to treat their symptoms. As long as victims blaming remains. Shame on us. We all should be blamed. We need to realize we have been in society, demise it's a big shame. Who's to blame? We need to open our eyes, we are up in a spiral in the mind, it's a big shame. Who's to blame? It's not a game. Call the villains by name. It's a shame, a damn shame, when the victims are being blamed. Blame who's to blame. Die. I tell you, it can go.
Hey yo, King Bob reporting for duty. Hi. Oh, do. Dry your weeping eyes. Oh, we are where we are because of who we are. We watch things happen and we sit down and complain. But I am aware we all suffering. On the outside we're smiling, but on the inside we feeling the pain. And while some people don't fall, it's taking its toll. Oh, mama, so many one exhaling should be no surprise at all. Hey. So if you see me protesting and the police arresting me, don't cry for me. Dominica, don't cry for me. Don't cry for me, stand by me. Many people in the country have it worse than me. Dominica, don't cry for me. I am just a humble calypso singer. In my land, we can't see no future. So a man can only take so much till he cannot take no more. So don't cry for me. Dominica, stand with me. Oh, yeah. I went to pay my cell phone bill. I had to complain. Utilities, rising prices, gone up again. That profit margin cannot be sustained, while the salaries of the customers remain the same, leaving me with no choice but to raise my voice. And when you speak out, security ready to put you out. Oh, so if you see me exhaling and security mishandling me, don't cry for me.
Dominica, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. And welcome. Welcome to the Talk on the Block for this Tuesday afternoon. Following the weekend of celebrations, as we continue to honor and celebrate our gold queen, Thea Forgotten. But before we get to that discussion, I want to speak about some sad news I received this morning. A real young man who passed succumbed to his injuries following an incident there in the West Point area. Again, a young man has succumbed to his injuries at the scene of an accident, reported the MO News this morning at the West Point area. I further found out that his name is Wayne. And he's the son of my godmother, Doreen, who also passed just a few hours after a long battle with cancer at the ICU of the Dominica Friendship Hospital. I know she has been battling with cancer for a few years now. And I had actually planned to visit her today. When I heard the news that she was in the ICU after some surgery, only to learn after going home to bring her a gift from my mom that she passed. Doreen and my mom were very, very close, so you can understand why she was my godmother. I know, and my mom is taking it very, very hard. So I just want to say on behalf of the family and the family of Doreen Constance down there in Portersville, Nurse Darampul, I know you're taking the news very hard as well. My deepest sympathies to you. And the Constance family there. I was told just this morning, Wayne posted about 4:47 a.m. asking people to pray for his mom, who was hospitalized and whose life seemed uncertain and fragile. But as reported, when it rains, it pours. So his mom lost her life. He lost his life, and his mom lost her life a few hours later. Sad news, huh? May you rest in eternal peace. So again, to family and friends, our deepest sympathies. I know my mom is in deep shock at this time. A very, very close friend from age 13. Hence the reason why she was my godmother. They went to the Wesley High School together. So again, our deepest sympathies to family and friends. I have Mr. Annel Roberts up there in Jamaica waiting for my phone call. But I'll take a few calls at this time. Just I suspect some people want to extend the sympathies to Doran's family. Hello, good afternoon to you, yeah?
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you.
Matt, accept my deepest sympathy to you, your family, and to your godmother family. Matt, Saturday I heard you saying your godmother is in the hospital, you know. And today that is it. Matt, be strong, and the family just hope everything will be okay in the Lord.
All right, thank you very much. 449-3095. 96 and 97. Another phone call, and we'll continue with the program for the afternoon. Talk to me.
Mato,
Yes, no.
but
This
the son died and the mother died?
Yes.
Oh my God. Matt, anyway, accept my sympathy. And let me tell the family, constant family, accept my sympathy. But Matt, not long her husband died.
Her husband? I didn't know she was married though. No.
During Constant, I'm mistaken that person, man.
Yeah, you're maybe the wrong person.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Hello, on the telephone, yes? 449-3095-96. Are you there?
Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Matt, you're breaking a story here that was breaking my heart, you know.
Serious? Uh-oh.
Yeah. I speak to Doreen almost every day. And I knew she was going back to do this thing on the here. And wow, what the news you're breaking here that she passed and her son passed is.
Her son passed this morning, yes, in an accident there in the Let's Point area.
Yeah, I did not know it was a son at all. That's tough news, man. That's tough. I didn't know she was a godmother either.
She was.
So my condolences to you and Doreen's family. I know Doreen struggles since.
Yes, it's Doreen's, not Constant, Simon. That's the name, Simon. Doreen Simon. Yes.
Yeah. I met her after Hurricane Maria, and then from then we've been conversing almost every day. I pray for her very often, and I know she has all the cancer situation. We try to get, for example, some repairs done to her house at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. But
they said the Lord giveth and taketh, Pastor.
I say to people, lean on the Holy Spirit. Most of us don't understand how much pain that other people go through, but the Bible says that the Holy Spirit is a good comforter. And lean on Him, and He will help you through. Okay. But that was a shocking piece of news for me, Matt, having you said that today.
All right, well, Pastor, keep praying for the family. Thank you very much. Again, it's Doreen Simon. Did I say Constant? Doreen Simon. And of course, for the Simon family there, I know she had a brother there that worked at Wheat Church for a number of years. Again, our deepest sympathies at this time. And your brother, Roy, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Again, a number of phone calls coming at this time, but we have to take a break. Maybe sometime later, you will call and extend your sympathies. Doreen Simon and his son Wayne gone to the great beyond together.
jumping high in the Paris air. Dominic arrives, we sing without care. Gold, she grasps with strength and might. Triple jump into victory, what a sight. First gold medal, she brought it home. In the city of love, she shone and rolled. Pride and glory in every leap. A legacy of dreams she sold so deep. Oh, Thea, on the golden queen. Jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, the skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. Oh, oh. Nature out to the world she flew. With every step her spirit grew. Olympic dreams now a truth untold. In Via's jump we find pure gold. Her story written in the stars. A champion's heart that beats so far. We celebrate you with songs of cheer. Feel the fall you conquered fear. Oh, Thea, on the golden queen. Jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, the skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. From the nature out to the world she flew. With every step her spirit grew. Olympic dreams now a truth untold. In Via's jump we find pure gold. Her story written in the stars. A champion's heart that beats so far. We celebrate you with songs of cheer. Thea Lafon, you conquered fear. Oh, Thea Lafon, the golden queen. Jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. Golden moment we cherish so. Thea Lafon, forever we know. Olympic triumphs you define. Dominican pride, your light will shine. The world watched it. I'm really trying to get to my guests here this afternoon, having some little difficulty. We'll keep trying. But we are, of course, concentrating again on history. With unwavering determination, she learned to cope. At the Olympics, after Theo Lafton, Lafon-Gatson, who was parading this morning. Skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. Oh, 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 oh. Let's what we try to get to our guests here this afternoon. Let's try to play an interview that we saw over the weekend there. Been conducted by Sky News, I think it is. Let's even get to that one there. Conducted with Thea Lafon.
Thank you so much. This is insane.
How does it feel to describe yourself as an Olympic champion?
It feels surreal. I mean, third time's a charm. It didn't happen in Rio, it didn't happen in Tokyo, but boy, did Paris love me and I loved it back. So.
And the first ever medalist for Dominica, and a gold as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get a medal, get the medal, right? So I'm super happy. I know my country is too.
Now you're celebrating, but how tough was it out there in the Stade de France, packed stadium, trying to break history?
I think I did a really good job of mentally preparing for this Olympics. The stadium didn't faze me. I think I kind of saw it as like warm and welcoming. That energy was beautiful. The majorly concerning thing was the impending weather. Before that second jump, my coach and husband told me, hey, there is a storm coming. If you want to make a move, you make it now. And I took the advice, clutched that second jump, and Mother Nature did the rest, and it honestly helped me out. It was kind of harder to stay warmer out there. But at the end of the day, we did the work. we made the moves when it mattered, and we got the outcome we could have only dreamed of.
And you just watched the 100 meters final, and that inspired you.
Yes, I got to see Julian Alfred in the 100 meters during my competition, and I immediately thought back to Indoor Worlds, where I watched her win her indoor gold the night before. That was my inspiration, and to see her win her outdoor gold, her Olympic gold, kind of felt like I had to go, medal for medal at that point, step it up. So I'm very proud of her. I know our islands are celebrating together, and here we are making history.
What sort of messages have you had from back home? Have you got a real sense of how much they are celebrating?
Oh my goodness, people are just like, I feel like they're like transcending into a different party animal. Like it's insane. I mean, the messages I've gotten, the voice notes coming my way, there's more screaming and shouting that I could even fathom. They're ready to celebrate. They're ready to welcome me home. Yeah, my phone is going crazy. I tried clearing through messages. I'm still in the hundreds. I refuse to be overwhelmed by it because it truly is a blessing, and they deserve to celebrate as much as I do.
Is there one message that you got that surprised you? It's like, wow, they contacted me.
The Prime Minister did call me, and that was really, really sweet. But I think one of the biggest surprises was actually seeing my little brother go viral for finding out that I won gold in the middle of his football practice in Annapolis. He goes to the Naval Academy. So, it's cool to see that even though, he was really, really disappointed he wasn't able to be here with the rest of the family, that he was able to kind of share in that special moment, even when he wasn't here.
And, you see so many countries racking up many medals.
Mm-hmm.
What will it do to the country to actually have not only a medal, but a gold medalist finally after all these years?
It's the idea of like quality over quantity, right? We might not have this amazing medal count, but we have one, and it is a precious one. And I think that the biggest thing is that, it draws attention to our country. I think Dominica is amazing. It's called the Nature Isle. It's beautiful. It's lush. The people are kind. It's an amazingly safe country. And the best thing about this is that I'm watching the, search engines go crazy all over the word Dominica. People are researching us. People are finding out about us, exploring about us, piquing interest. And I think that they should. Of course I'm biased, but I think we're pretty awesome.
You're going to be responsible for an influx to tourism.
Oh yeah, I'd love it. Come on. Bring the kids. It'll be fun.
I mean, and also the fact it's a moment for the Caribbean as well, St. Lucia as well. You're saying getting to celebrate with Julian. What sort of a special moment it is for the Caribbean as a whole?
Oh, it's massive. We're talking about little islands, small populations, without the resources as maybe USA or even Jamaica or Europe, where roses are almost being grown from concrete. And it's fabulous. It shows that we have the potential. We just need to nurture it.
Is that hoping for more athletics facilities now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there are plethora of amazing talent, amazing athletes in these small islands, and we just need to give them the place to explore their talents.
And these are a first Olympics as well, where you get prize money as an athlete as well, $50,000. Yeah. Obviously, it's about the medal, but is that something that you've also felt is important to be rewarded?
Absolutely. Let's not get this twisted. It is always lovely to be paid. And for it to be the first Olympics where there is prize money, and for me to get the biggest prize money possible, I'm very, very happy with that. But yeah, you compare track and field to maybe football or American football or basketball, there's a gap, right? There's a pay gap. And so to be in a place where we can make more, I'm more than grateful for that.
Because it allows you as well to be able to stay in the sport, to keep progressing, to actually aspire to even more success.
Absolutely. It definitely helps with the longevity and just the ability to do this sport, because track and field isn't cheap.
So how were the celebrations last night? How late? It looked pretty late on Instagram.
Yeah, it was quite late. I mean, so much of the celebration was happening while I was waiting to do a press conference or waiting to do my drug tests and such. I think I left the stadium closer to 1 a.m. So, I maybe wasn't out at a bar or like with my family immediately, but I sure was seeing the videos of them celebrating on my behalf and my country celebrating on my behalf. And, that's worth it. That's so worth it, because like I said, everyone that's helped support me and cheered me on through this entire journey deserves to celebrate as loudly as I am right now.
Were you sitting just watching all those videos then?
Oh, absolutely. My social medias were going crazy and it was so awesome.
And then the big thing you're waiting for, to get to a chicken shop today.
Yes, that's a major thing. You know, I just got slipped some ice cream in between, you know, conversations, which I'm grateful for. I got a little sugar rush. But yeah, I've been eating like, you know, grilled and baked chicken and turkey and vegetables and fruit for, I kid you not, exclusively for over a month and a half. So to get something fried would be divine, you know?
You can let go a bit. And of course, we are speaking to you before you're getting your medal.
Yeah.
Barely, not in time for that yet. What's it going to be like to have that medal around your neck? And are you expecting a big homecoming celebrations? Any indication? Parade through the streets?
I have a feeling that there is something brewing. We haven't gone into full detail. I think I'm just excited to get my hands on that medal and, you know, have the physical hardware and proof of our hard work in hand. What I'm really looking forward to hearing my national anthem. It's not something that you hear a lot at sporting events. And so for it to be the Olympics, the biggest sporting event stage, and to be able, you know, to hear it along with the world, you know, I'm not even sure if I'll even last to be able to sing through it. It'll probably be a tearful moment, but I'm eager for it.
And what we'd be thinking about up there, is it the journey, thinking back to Rio, a day that I suppose you might have thought would never be possible to be standing at the top of the podium?
You know, I think that I'll be thinking of that part of the journey where my first Olympics was versus where my third Olympics is. But I'll also be thinking about, you know, my husband and the hard work and sacrifice he did to make this possible for us. And also my training partners and everyone along the way. You know, I am one part of a village, and that village helped raise and support me. And I am so thankful to have them.
Just tell me a bit about your village.
Oh, goodness. I've got amazing parents, 3 siblings that I love, the best in-laws a girl could ask for, and these phenomenal nieces. But I really have great friends. You know, my best friend's family love me like I'm their own. And they're people that allowed me to be Thea, not just Thea the athlete, shoulders to cry on when I needed it. And people to remind me that even outside the sport, I am still so very loved. And I think sometimes you need that to be grounded and to remind it that while this sport is amazing and moments like this are phenomenal, that even without all of this, you're still an amazing person.
So if you name your village, what's your message to them? For anyone watching this back home?
Oh my God, my message is thank you. This is for all of us. We did it. And I cannot wait to see you all when I get back.
Thank you so much and congratulations again.
Thank you for having me.
An interview for Sky News. Just a moment ago, Thea Lafont Godson was at the Champions Park Parade, showcasing Dominica's first ever Olympic gold medal in front of thousands of people. What a moment for Dominica. A legacy of dreams she's so deep. Oh, Thea from the Golden Queen, jumping for the flag with a heart. Let's share another interview Paris, trending internationally there.
All right, we're going to now start the press conference for women's triple jump. The bronze medalist from the United States winning the USA's first medal in this event with a jump of 14.67, Jasmine Moore. You can go sit right down there. The silver medalist winning Jamaica's first medal in this event after finishing 4th in Tokyo tonight with a jump of 14.87, Shanika Ricketts. And the gold medalist winning Dominica's first ever Olympic medal of any color from Dominica, Taya Lafon with a jump of 15.02.
Woo, you guys are so calm. I know it's late. I know you're tired. I'm sorry, but like...
I like where this is going. All right.
Wakey. It's only like day 2 or 3 of athletics. I can't be this tired yet. You got an entire week more to come. Come on.
And with that, I'm going to open the floor for questions. And if anybody has a question, please raise your hand. We'll bring you the microphone. We're going to start right back here.
Sorry, can I drink this? Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Thea, Sean Gregory from Time Magazine over here. How are you? Hi. What can you tell people about Dominica? How do you pronounce it? Maybe I pronounce it wrong. Like, what can you tell people about your country what should they know about a place that they might not know much about?
Okay. We'll start with the basics. My country's name is Dominica. We are not Dominican Republic, so it's pronounced differently. We are about roughly 70,000 people, not 7 million, not 70 million, 70,000. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous gem in the Caribbean. It is near Martinique and Guadeloupe. The French people will know. They are French islands. Our neighbors also include St. Lucia, Barbados, and further south, Trinidad and Tobago. Our primary language is English. And well, now they have an Olympic gold medal. Thanks.
Next question. Right there.
Hi, Tara Sullivan from the Boston Globe. Just to follow up, do you have any sense yet of what it means back home, or what do you predict it will mean back home?
Well, considering how my phone is going off right now, I feel like it's an understatement to say it's a really big deal. You know, indoor season, we made history. I was the only one at Indoor Worlds for my country, and we came with gold. Here, I am the only female representing anything in athletics for my country, and we're leaving with gold. Sometimes you wonder if being from a small country means that you have less accessibility to resources, the way, say, maybe European nations may. But, you know, we've been really big on just having quality over quantity and just executing. And I hope my country is just proud. And so I think it's a big deal to them. It is a big deal to them. But they deserve to celebrate. They've been amazing support through this year.
Thank you. Denise, the Players Tribune. 15 meters is such a coveted mark. What made that jump different from the rest?
I think there were two factors. There was one, I didn't really like how my hips felt on the first jump. And I also felt slow. So the second jump, I was like, hey, just make it faster, get a good projection off the board. But one of the biggest influences and motivations was my coach and husband, hey boo, over here. He came to me and he said, listen, there is torrential downpour coming in 20 minutes. You have to do something big now because the weather is not going to be on your side. And I said, okay. That was the response, okay. And so I knew that, you know, despite how that first jump felt, despite how qualifiers even felt, that we had to put it together right then and there. And that honestly was the best advice. Thank you again for that. And it's really what, you know, helped secure me, because jumping in that rain was not an easy feat.
I'm gonna go real quick. Oh, I'm gonna go here. Anderson Emerald with Sidious Mag. Sorry, no worries. Anderson Emerald with Sidious Mag. Question for Jasmine. How do you kind of reflect on the last 3-4 years where you didn't make the final at the previous Olympics, but you were able to have such consistency to get you to this point? How do you kind of reflect back a bit?
Yeah, so the past 3-ish years have been a lot of highs and lows. Starting with my transition to the University of Florida, I think back on previous Worlds in Budapest, like this time last year, Coach Nick knows I was just bawling in his arms from not making it to the top 8 in that one. And then previously in Oregon, not making the finals. And then I got 24th in Tokyo. So just the transition from collegiate schedule to professional, I think has helped out a lot. And yeah, just my support system. Coach Nick believes in me so much. Coach Matt, just everyone at the University of Florida has helped out a lot. And I think I needed this moment. And then now going forward, like this just really proved to myself that I can do a lot more than sometimes I think I can.
Okay. Jasmine, it's Eddie Pels from AP. Congrats. I have to ask you, since it's a theme, like how long you think it's going to take to come down from this, because you've got a little more work to do.
Yeah, so I'm going to obviously let myself enjoy this moment. Very special, my first international medal. Super proud of myself. And then hopefully I get to see my parents later this evening. I haven't really gotten to talk to my mom, so I'll be super happy to see her. And yeah, and then tomorrow I will lift, recover some more, eat some protein. And yeah, I think long jump, I can just have fun and just go for it.
Hi, Taya. It's Jerry Longman from the New York Times. Good to see you again. So I think the population of Dominica is 2,000, smaller than the stadium capacity here. What do you, so there, as we talked before, there's no stadium in Dominica. I think it was it destroyed by Hurricane Maria, I think?
There's a stadium, there's no track. Yeah, there's a cricket stadium. Yeah.
No track, no track. So what do you realistically think and hope that would come out of this victory as far as developing track and field in Dominica?
Well, to be clear, Dominica actually does have an entire track blueprint that's been set for years. There's actually a program that actually brings facilities to countries in need. In need of facilities. And so the biggest issue has actually been getting the land allocation for this track. Literally give us the land and there will be a track. And what I'm really hoping is this medal also kind of lights a fire under, all government officials to get that done. I want a place where the next generation doesn't necessarily have to go overseas to even start, budding their greatness. I want it to be an interest where the kids can just go and hang on the track and race each other just for the fun of it. That genuine, like innocent intrigue in the sport is really needed.
Shanika, you were fourth in Tokyo. They say that's always the hardest spot to finish. Tonight, you get the silver, you're on the podium. Can you just talk about how that feels and how you're going to celebrate? Oh, you were on.
Yes. I'm literally living in my dreams. It's always been a goal of mine to win an Olympic medal, and to finish fourth in Tokyo, I was very disappointed. And I think that motivated me to just keep working hard and to know that once you get into an Olympic final, it's all about fighting because everyone's capable of jumping great distances. So it's just about showing up on the day and giving it your best shot, and hopefully you'll be on the podium. In terms of celebration, literally just looking forward to going back, getting some sleep. I'm very tired, and I'll get some ice cream. That's it.
What flavor?
I'll go with the vanilla.
Hey, Anderson Emerald again. Question for Shanika, just to build off that. Of course, you're getting the gold medal here, but there's been a kind of rise in Jamaican jumping as a whole, where yourself and Kimberly, and now you have Akila, and then even on the men's side. How do you what do you attribute that success in jumps in Jamaica over the past couple of years?
I think it has to do with visibility. Myself and Kimberly has been doing exceptionally well on the Diamond League circuit. And then when we get to major championships, we pick up medals here and there, and we're always in the finals. So I think when persons see us doing well on the big stage, it's on TV. So young athletes see that and they want to do just that as well. And I'm very excited for where things are going. I think even in the men's long jump and the men's triple jump, we have some very good contenders, and I'm excited to see what they do at the games.
Last call for questions. Oh, over here.
Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Taya, is it?
Thea.
Thea, okay. Question for you. Your face, when you had your big jump, you look like you kind of knew it. I was thinking in that moment, like, yo, I would like to feel that one day for something. What is that like? Just the anticipation and waiting to see the distance and kind of knowing you hit that thing.
It honestly was really, really surreal. I think my hand hurt for a while after because I realized I smacked the ground at some point. Ouch. But I didn't come in feeling amazing. My qualifier was kind of just like, get something out there, make it through, survive, advance. My first jump was just okay. But the one thing my coach has always said to me is like, you don't need to feel perfect to execute well, right? You don't have to be perfect. It only takes one jump. And when I got out that pit and I saw where I landed, there was like a moment of just like silence in my head. There wasn't any thoughts. It was just blank. And when I saw that number, it was just overflowing joy. And that's the best way I can describe it, overflowing joy, because it meant that all the tools that I've kind of wielded over the years, all of it just came to head at that moment, and it was perfect. And it wasn't necessarily like perfect by execution standards, but it was perfect for what I needed at the moment.
We'll end on that very happy note. Thea LaFawn, Shanika Ricketts, Jasmine Moore, the podium in the women's triple jump. Congratulations.
Thank you.
History has been made. History has been made. Dominica secured its first ever Olympic medal, and it's a gold medal. Thea LaFawn Gadson breaking the national record in the process. A jump of 15.02 meters pandemonium here in the stadium. The Dominican delegation were in full celebration. Just a few moments ago, says Lucia themselves won their first medal in the 100 meter event.
Continue to celebrate Thea.
They're jumping high in the Paris air. Dominica rise, we sing without a care. Gold, she grasps with strength and might. Triple jump into victory, what a sight. First gold medal, she brought it home. In the city of love, she shone and rolled. Bright and glory in every leap. A legacy of dreams she sowed so deep. Oh, Thea LaFawn, the golden queen, jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. Nature out to the world she flew. With every step her spirit grew. Olympic dreams now a truth untold. In Thea jump we find pure gold. Her story written in the stars. A champion's heart that beats so far. We celebrate you with songs of cheer. Thea LaFawn, you conquered fear. Oh, Thea.
I'm still having difficulty connecting with my guest. Well, keep trying. Let's go back to the interview we did with Dr. Thompson Fontaine as he looked on the weekend. Dr. Thompson Fontaine. And before that, the Prime Minister with the big promise of the tracks for next year.
We find pure gold. Her story written in the.
We considering I have some ideas of my own. I'm not at liberty to disclose. I'll be happy to tell you about a conversation with the doctor, with the president of the DOC this evening. And as I've said, I put a committee in place who will advise me on a number of things I will do for her. But I have some things in my mind, and certainly I will speak to the cabinet on Wednesday and make some suggestions. But certainly she will be properly and appropriately recognized for bringing that sense of pride and immense joy to us here in Dominica. We do not yet have a track, but I will say by this time next year, Dominica will have a track in place. And it will be named in honor of Thea LaFawn.
Indeed, I think I share the same pride and joy of thousands of Dominicans at this shining moment. And certainly want to send my congratulations to Thea on this outstanding performance. I mean, people don't understand how big this is. It's really a big deal, given the enormity of the games, given the importance of the games, given where the games is with regards to the world. Every single country in the world participates. And Dominica, by virtue of being one of the smaller countries in this world, having established itself alongside the greats, is certainly something that we all should take much pride and should really be happy about. And I'm certainly one of those that is extremely excited and very proud of what has transpired over the weekend.
Well, tell me, lessons learned from, of course, this big feat there in Paris on the weekend for us in Dominica in terms of our priority sports?
Matt, it's been over 30, how many years ago now? Since 1992. It's been over 30 years since Dominica got accepted into the Olympic Committee, and I'm thankful for the role I was able to play in that. But that's how long it has been, even before that. And I cannot imagine that 30 years after that feat that we still do not have the very basics, which is an all-weather track for our athletes to participate in. And that to me is a big shame. I really expected by now that we would have done that. Every other Caribbean country has moved in that direction, and we have not. These governments that simply have been in power of over 24 years of these 32 years has simply not prioritized track and field. But that is one sport that I believe that can really get the attention of the world. I mean, you had all major networks from the United States, from Europe, from Africa, focusing on Dominica. People asking, where is this country? Who are these people? What are they like? So the publicity that we got from this one gold medal is more than we would have gained in over 20 years of advertising the country. And so I think is something that we should take note of and really let this be a wake-up call for this government that they need to prioritize track and field. They need to prioritize getting a facility. And I think you heard Lafra on that. She was indicating that there are funds available and all they need is the land. And you wonder why it is that this government has not up to now contributed the land that can be used to develop this facility. Well,
I did hear the Prime Minister speaking to Sportsmax on the weekend said, by this time next year we will have the track. He says he's going to call it the Thea Lafo track. So at this stage, is it too late to get this track?
No, it's not too late, Matt. It's not too late. It is very late, but it's not too late. That should have been done 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But the fact of the matter is we need it now, because there are still countless young people who would have seen what Thea did, who would have seen the adulation and the publicity and just the craving that people had to know more and to get to know her, who she was and where she was from. I'm sure that has inspired a number of young people. But these young people, they need to be able to dream and have those dreams realized in Dominica. And the way that can be done is to have this track built and have this track built immediately. And also a bigger focus on track and field in the schools. A lot we are both a long way from where we used to be. When I was a student, we used to have a big focus on track and field at the high schools. This is now gone. Our young people should be encouraged to participate, should be encouraged to take part, and really a lot more needs to be done. We need a whole rethinking of our approach to track and field in Dominica and also to sports in general. We simply have not given it the importance. We have not put on it, and that needs to be done.
So you agree with my earlier point, Thompson, that sports has not been a priority in Dominica?
You are absolutely correct, Matt. It has not been by any stretch of the imagination. It simply has not been. Yet we have a wealth of natural talent. Our people have been blessed to be able to perform against all odds. To be able to just natural ability. But this natural ability needs the support, it needs the encouragement, and it needs the investment by government into sports to ensure that we realize our full potential. There is so much more that can be done in Dominica. There are so much more athletes that can shine. In fact, I think, Matt, of this young man, a young man who competed against Kirani James. Kirani James became the number 1 400 meter in the world, winning gold at the Olympics. And there was a Dominican who, when they were competing in the inter-schools competition, beat him a few times. And the difference between this gentleman from Dominica and Kirani James is that Kirani got the support of his government and he went on to great things. But this other gentleman from Dominica fell by the wayside. And we have a number of cases like that of talented young individuals who have the natural talent, but they have not been given the encouragement, they have not been given the support, and they fall by the wayside. So we certainly can do better as a country, and let this be a wake-up call for us. Let this Paris Olympics 2024 be a wake-up call for all of Dominica, that more needs to be done. And in particular, Matt, I'm pointing directly to the government. This government of Dominica, after 24 years in office, can and should do better. And they really should be ashamed of themselves. And now I understand trying to take all of the credit for FIA's success. I mean, really, the government of Dominica should really be putting a lot more emphasis on the development of sports in Dominica. And that is a call that we've been making for many, many years, and one which we will continue to make.
All right, Dominique, it's 1:15 in the afternoon. A big promise from your Prime Minister. Your little doubters out there. A track by this time next year. Let's hear it again. Mr. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt. Wow.
Considering I have some ideas of my own, I'm not at liberty to disclose. I'll be happy to telephone conversation with the doctor, with the president of the DOC this evening. And as I've said, I put a committee in place who will advise me on a number of things I will do for her. But I have some things in my mind, and certainly I will speak to the cabinet on Wednesday and make some suggestions. But certainly she will be properly and appropriately recognized for bringing that sense of pride and immense joy to us here in Dominica. We do not yet have a track, but I will say by this time next year, Dominica will have a track in place. And it will be named in honor of Thea Lafont.
All right, Dominica. A little pessimism about that. Somebody says, Matt, please remember the Prime Minister invited all Dominicans at the Lindo Park some time ago for the groundbreaking ceremony for the new hospital, promising to name the hospital after one of them. What happened? What happened? The name of the hospital is now the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. All you know, tired. Let's scare it, fool all you. This is what a WhatsApp message is reading at this time. We're going to take your phone calls. Don't forget, Global View and Q will pay some attention to Thea Lafont and the history created there in France. Let's take a few phone calls. This is the Talk on the Block. Talk to me. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now it's your time to call 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. I'm still trying to get in touch with my guests. Unable to do so at this time. But we'll keep trying. Hello, talk to me, yeah?
Good afternoon, Matt. My condolences going out to you and passing of your Nenen and her son, just tragic. And also, Matt, to Dorian, Simon, and the rest of the Simon family, especially, you know who they're going to miss a lot, Matt? Her last sister.
And Ms. Dalrymple as well.
Matt, when you see that last sister with her, Matt, she in heaven. You know the last sister?
I know. Just what you're talking about, yes.
I have seen her there, Matt, and it's sad that she had to lose both her nephew and her sister, which she dearly loves, even if she cannot speak. But she'll give you all these things. While I'm her darling, when she meet me. Matt, on another note, Matt, I'd like you to ask Curtis Murphy a question for me, please. Because I'm hearing that government asked Thea Lafont to leave her job and the government was paying her monthly salary. Do you know anything about that, Matt?
I know government, not the government. I know that the Dominica Olympic Committee was a sponsor for a while. I can't tell you what is the government, but I can tell you the Dominica Olympic Committee was giving some support. That's what I can tell you.
Some support, but nobody asked her to leave her job. So ask Curtis Murphy the question for me, please.
Well, somebody else is suggesting to me that Dominica did help, and I'll try to find out there from the source itself. And Dominica, again, allegedly, I can't tell you it's confirmed. Dominica, the Olympic Committee may have given us some thousands of dollars. I can't verify to allow her to quit her teaching job and focus on training with her husband as a coach. That's what I'm getting
But it wasn't the government or the Olympic Committee.
from what I gather. Yeah.
Okay, but that's what I wanted to know. But so I want to ask Curtis Matthew that question point blank, how I ask it to you, dear Matt. And what was Billy Doctor really crying about is that he didn't light fire enough under the government.
But he was emotional. Blue, you were not emotional to see a flag being raised there in Paris, in the view of thousands all over the world. You were not emotional, Blue?
Yes, but I'll be emotional. But when we have to do our job, we must try to do our job properly, 100%. Not that it's probably the moment to be so thinking about it. St. Lucia had one big screen in the street before they had an Olympic goal for everybody to view the lady or the men that were running for St. Lucia. So everybody was jubilant before the St. Lucian got gold, not after. Bye-bye.
All right, but I do understand. I do understand. I was miles and miles away, but I understand the emotions. Seeing Dominica's flag. I mean, let's just put everything aside. Seeing Dominica's flag being, and I got a few calls who expressed the same thing. I can understand the emotion he felt at the top, at the head of the Olympic Committee in Dominica. The emotion he felt at the moment when he saw Dominica's flag and the national anthem being played. I mean, we all have to be grateful for things like that, okay? But I can understand how he felt. I can really understand how my friend Billy felt at that moment. A lot of other Dominicans, I think Maslin called this morning from New Jersey and expressed the same. So it's a moment that we have to celebrate. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh.
Yes, Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Yeah.
Matt, I was disappointed.
You were disappointed?
You know why I was disappointed? I watched that girl from St. Lucia. The way the government and the people of St. Lucia thing with that girl, everybody they're watching that on a big screen. And the people screaming, they were so jubilant when they see that. Dominica, if I was not flicking my TV, I wouldn't even see TLR4. And we have 2 TV stations in Dominica, not one of them. If you don't have a smartphone, you cannot see nothing. I see them advertise that girl all over BBC. They don't advertise TLR for Dominica like they advertise the girl from St. Lucia.
Again, a different opinion. If you had TV at home, you would have seen on the sports channel all of what was going on. But I get the point, Maybe a big screen should have been put there in the center of the city. So Olympic Committee, you have to work on that next time. Huh? People want to see. Everybody needs to get together and celebrate that achievement. That's the point I think some people are trying to make here. We wanted to celebrate like we saw in St. Lucia. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
And another message for you. Some young men said they're very disappointed with us, especially on the radio station.
Well,
when things happening to them in Dominica, bad things have always been highlighted. When good things happening, they've never heard it. Like the bike show they had there. Nobody tried to get them people that organized that to ask questions about that. Because that bike show bringing a lot of, invest money for Dominica for the whole, how many days they had it there. And nobody spoke about it. Them young people watching us, especially on the radio station.
But I don't think that is true, Blue. You can't make statements that you're not sure about. Of course, even the DFC asked for an interview. I never saw them appear. So I don't know if you want to blame the radio station for that, Blue. The people in place have to put things in place. And I heard many interviews on the many radio stations about the bike show that took place a few weeks ago. So don't always blame the media. I saw a lot of publicity for that bike show. We have to compliment MO who followed the bikers around the island. We don't have the technology to do just that, but MO did a fantastic job in covering the bikers around the island. I was out of state, but I can tell you that took place. Yes, we can take our blows in the media, maybe you were talking about the ministers of government. Could have done a lot more in terms of promoting. But I heard one or two ministers spoke about it as well, huh? 2:00 is the afternoon time. Talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good afternoon. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Matt, good afternoon.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Matt, for a project like that, a track and field in Dominica, that's a big project, Matt. Do you know that?
Yes, of course.
And to finish August next year, about that time, Matt, that means things are already in place, which means we already have a plan. We already bring it into planning. Finance is there already. It already discussed in Parliament. Matt, did you hear anything about that project in the budget that just passed the Matt?
About that project? No, I didn't hear anything about that. I heard one senator criticizing the lack of interest in sports. I can share that with you.
Okay. So if such a big project going to finish in August, and we just had a budget pass, and we have nothing about it in the budget, Matt, that is Kaipul Quasi. That is just the momentum that Roosevelt is just showing of himself because he knows he's going to call election just now. So that is a part of his campaign. But he lied. He's not going to work on this shit. Man, have a good day.
Have a good day. 449-3095. I mean, different pieces of information as it relates to how much support that TLF got from the government of Dominica. Four 449-3095. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
How are you, sir? How are you? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good. I think your Mama Ghanaian Prime Minister will name the hospital or any park after Modoro because he's the first idiot to recognize that stealing governs dictator in Venezuela. Thank you.
All right, but we're talking about sports there. Let's try to stay on the bullseye, okay? But that's this caller just called. I mean, nowhere in the budget presentation did we hear anybody talk about this. The track. Spoken about by the Prime Minister just on the weekend. Interesting development. Where is in the budget? Where in the budget did we hear about this track there? Synthetic track for Dominica. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Matthew on MO.
Okay.
MO followed the bikers and not all about. I was watching.
Yes.
I said to them, I said, but what time they have to go home and do all about him?
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. I know. I looked, I was in New York at the time and I saw Emma doing a good job. So I don't know why people would say that the media did not pay attention to that. I know one of the reporters in the newsroom came to me and asked whether we should, or we could facilitate an interview. On the telephone, how to talk to me, yes?
Matt.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Can you do me a favor, please?
Do me? Okay. Let me know what you're looking for.
Okay. I want you to do us a favor. We these listeners.
Okay.
We're gonna give you some homework to do.
I have some.
I tried calling this morning. For some reason, I just couldn't get through.
Yes.
I need you for the last 5 budgets, 5 years.
Okay.
and find out for us, please, and come back and tell your listeners how much money that the government ever put aside for sports and how much they spend. Because if I recall last week, Lenos was holding on for you. He mentioned of something for education and sports and youth affairs of something like $25 million. They budgeted and they only spent 900,000. That is about 4%. So who the hell is scary to tell people about stadium or track? Right now it's time for these guys to get out. There's no way these guys can do nothing. So when people telling you about it, sometimes trying to tell people about politics or bring politics into that, but we have to bring politics into it. I mean, this guy's already here. This guy have the country as a remote control. Every time they hear something, every time they say they're going to do things that never been done. So how long are Dominicans going to take this bull crap that's going on every year, every day? Lies from a prime minister every day. I don't listen to this guy anyway. Because this guy lied too much. Every time you open his mouth, he tell a lie. As a prime minister of a country. So I want you to do some homework for us, please. Find out
and check the past 5 budgets to see if there's anything for sports.
And see and again, what did they spend? They might budgeted 10 million, and how much did they spend? So to see how the interest they have in sports for young people and Dominicans on a whole, which they don't. We all know that.
Well, if there's money, let's just put it that way. If there's money in the budget for sports, we would have had lights at the stadium, wouldn't we?
Well, a budget is something you how you call it? You project.
Projections, yes, projections.
Yes, so maybe you could project that you're going to put light in $25 million for this. For some reason, something comes up, you did not spend the whole 25 million, you only spend, 20 or 15 or 10. But when you tell me you project $25 million and you only spend 900,000, that's 4%. Come on. And you're telling me your government for sports, you're going to do this, you're going to do that at this stage after 24 years?
But my point to you, if I think they were interested in sports, we would have had lights for the World Cup at the Windsor Park. That's my point to you.
Matt.
Yes.
Matt, you're right. You're 110% right. Let me bring you back. From the time this government took office, remember what they did, the Windsor Park? And when they dumped it at the Deepwater Harbor?
I remember.
You remember when Roaring Barnes when she crossed the floor, what they offer, and they were going to put a stadium up in Stock Farm area? What happened to that? Come on, Dominicans, man. Where are you guys? Oh, my God, man. It's a shame, Malbuo, scary.
Hey, sorry. I apologize on your behalf. No, let's not go down to the gutter there, okay, sir? Let's not go down to the gutter. Let's see if we can play this statement there from Senator Lauren Henderson Reed when she made the presentation of the 2024-25 fiscal package. 5 minutes a presentation there in Parliament. Let's listen to Lauren Henderson Reed.
Mr. Speaker, I listened to Senator Oscar George on Monday evening where he stated that so many things are happening. Senator George, apparently it isn't happening in the Ministry of Sports and Culture where you serve as Minister for State with special responsibility for youth and sports, as only 3.6% of your approved budget was used for the fiscal year 2023-2024. Data, you don't lie. We continue to boast of the successes of our athletes and sportsmen and women when they continuously excel in sporting activities and tournaments both here and abroad. But what does this government really have in place for them to even feel comfortable to boast? I wish to extend congratulations to the Will Strathmore Stevens Primary School, my alma mater, in the Marble constituency, who were the champions for the following tournaments and cultural events. The 2024 Primary School Netball Championship, Double Championship in the Boys and Girls Basketball Tournament, Girls Volleyball Championship, and Gold Medal at the National Schools Arts Festival for dance. Mr. Speaker, I also wish to congratulate those who represented Dominica and represented well. Our cricketers Kevin Hodge, Ali Apanas, and Stephen Pascal. Our very own King James, aka Alison James from the Margot constituency. We salute you for winning medals after medals for your country. And to our athletes, especially those who are out there representing us at the Summer Olympics in Paris. We look forward to hearing your name on the international media, making Dominica extremely proud. Mr. Speaker, this brings me back to an interview in November 2022 when Thea Lafont was awarded $200,000 by the government of Dominica for investing in her trainings and as she continues to represent Dominica. Well deserved. She deserved it. She expressed her thanks to the government for believing in and funding her dream. In an interview with DBS, she said, I will say that I do think the next step to ensuring the future success of our athletes is giving them a place to train. I am here. I would love to train on the track. Close quote. Mr. Speaker, if FIA was to come back to Dominica today to train for a month or so, preparing to represent Dominica once again, is there a facility available for her to train and train well? Was anything done since her interview in 2022? No. Mr. Speaker, again, this brings me back to March 2023, where the Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, Senator Oscar George, was a guest on the Focus on Government program aired on DBS Radio. Are you listening? On that program, the minister informed the listening public that the government of Dominica is making serious headway for athletes in track and field development, referring to a facility slated to be constructed in Point Round. Mr. Speaker, please allow me to quote the minister. I think it's time we make some serious headway for our track athletes. So I think this project is very timely for our track athletes. This project will consist of a 400-meter synthetic track. We will have a practice track. We will have amenities. We will have office space, parking. We will have lights and provisions for all the different types of track events. Mr. Speaker, $5 million was approved for the synthetic Olympic track and field facility in 2022-2023 fiscal budget. $0 was spent. I don't see the track and field. I don't know what it says. $1.2 million was also approved for the same synthetic Olympic track and field facility in 2023-2024 fiscal budget. Yet again, $0 was spent. Are we to take this government seriously when they try to convince us that they are invested in the future of sports in Dominica? Money was approved for the rehabilitation, restoration of playing fields and facilities from the 2023-2024 fiscal budget. Not $1 was spent. This data is according to the draft estimate given to me last Friday. That's what they got that right there. We can produce so much more trained and equipped top-level athletes, cricketers and alike from this country if we are serious about investing in sports. I commend Dominica's athletes, our sportsmen and women, for excelling despite the lack of gears and equipment needed to train in the respective sporting disciplines. Mr. Speaker, just imagine if real investments were made in the facilities needed. Just imagine. Some individuals in the
All right, so very interesting there, revelation there. So Blue $200,000 was given to Thea by the government of Dominica. We're looking for confirmation. Just heard there from Senator Lauren Henderson Reed. And actually, somebody sent me a check, a picture of a check of $200,000. Of course, government, you would expect to play the politics, make that presentation. Hello on the telephone. Good afternoon to you. Yeah.
Matt,
yes, sir.
When Senator Reed was speaking, Matt, you could be sure that it wasn't a government official speaking there because it was pure common sense.
And she was quoting data.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah, she was quoting figures and facts from their own documents, Matt. You understand? She wasn't talking foolishness about ice cream
and grapefruit and BB.
And grapefruit and BB, Matt. She was doing the people's business, Matt. And I'm so proud of Cassie, Matt. You know, she makes us very proud in Margaret, Matt. She and Senator Delbert Parish. Matt, remember when Mr. Felix Wilson was in charge of the Olympic Association? There was a lot of talk about the association getting money to do all types of things, to build swimming pool, Olympic-sized swimming pool and all of those things. But what happened? The Olympic Association doesn't have money again. Can you identify some projects that the Olympic Association has financed in Dominica? Because we understand when Felix Wilson was there, they had money, they used to be getting money. What was the source of income of them getting money to do things that Felix Wilson didn't do, according to all the talk we were hearing? Matt, you mustn't forget those things, Matt. Okay? So we want to find out what is the status of the Olympic Association in Dominica, the financial status. Are they in a position to finance swimming pools and tracks and whatnot? Because we know, for example, with FIFA has an arrangement with the local association here and the finance system in financing fields and uniforms and training and so on. We want to know exactly what is the situation with the Dominica Olympic Association, because with all of the needs that we have with respect to track and field and sporting activities and so on, we're not hearing the Dominica Association or any official from the association lamenting about those needs, but we're seeing them posting in France and everywhere so they can go and get picture opportunity. But in terms of performing a function down here to press the government and all the other people involved to make sure.
I've heard them on some few news items. You know, sponsoring a few athletes in Dominica. As to the projects at this time, I'm not too sure about it, but I can promise you, Brian, as soon as Mr. Billy Doctor is back and his team is back, I'll try to get an interview to find out for you what are some of the projects that they're undertaking in Dominica. Yeah.
Yes, Matt, please, because Mr. Wilson, my friend and teacher, they had, the kind of pressure they had Mr. Wilson on the Matt, for issues of accountability and that sort of thing. And I am saying that we should not have any kind of a double standard. We must have the same standard extended to all Olympic Association organizations.
So you want some transparency, Brian? That's what you
I want some transparency, Matt, and I want us to be able to know that things are being done, because we know they will be getting assistance from the International Olympic Body, Matt, and we want to see things being done in Dominica so that we could have many more tears in Dominica to come, Matt. That's my concern, Matt. Thanks a lot, my brother.
All right, thank you very much.
They're jumping high in the Paris air. Dominic Rice will sing without care. Gold, she grasps its strength.
I'm just happy that Dominic is making the news for some good reasons in the past few months, huh? We were making headlines for the wrong reasons.
In the city of love, she shone and rolled. Pride and glory in every leap. A legacy.
Senator Lauren Reed Henderson, good job there in Parliament.
On the Golden Queen, jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail.
Somebody says, can you verify if the 200,000 came from the government? Or, I think it's from the government, based on what I'm reading at this time. It's a picture of Thea receiving a $200,000 check from the government of Dominica.
Out to the world she flew. With every step her spirit grew. Olympic dreams now a truth untold.
I'm hoping to try to find an interview with Thea at some point.
In the stars, a champion's heart.
I tried my very best this morning, but the press liaison did indicate that she was busy trying to do some functions up there in Paris.
On the Golden Queen,
Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good afternoon to you. Yeah,
Yeah, man, good afternoon. Good afternoon to the audience.
How you doing, Zed Lloyd?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. You know, I love what Brian was inferring to. Matt, you see, a government cannot execute a budget when it meets once a year. It just cannot work. Nowhere in the world Parliament operates like that. You understand? And that is the thing. The Prime Minister, he's inherently dishonest. A normal person would come on the platform and say, we've really not kept up the things. We make a pledge to CEO. We're going to try to make sure we have a trust. Just cordial discussion, honest. But this guy, everything he comes with, once he hits the mic, he just loses his mind. He's always inflating things. Everything has to be grand. Everything has to be. He doesn't even think of what he says, He doesn't think of what he says. We have a housing situation in Dominica, Matt, and I'm not going to say that. I'm just trying to show you Roosevelt's carried. And from insider information deep within the Labour Party, you know why we have a housing problem with certificates for people? Because of the Prime Minister, The Prime Minister, he just comes and he makes a grand statement and then he has to deliver. But the government not ready to deliver that, The government haven't done the particulars to deliver anything. And that is Roosevelt's carry. That's why we're in a problem. It's grand promises for which no process has been organized, no background checking, no preparation by even the parliamentarian or the minister responsible for the particulars. And it's the same thing right there. You understand? And then they're going to rush a track without proper research, travel, find out how the thing has to be done properly. And we're going to end up with the same kind of nonsense that Blackmore in Maho with a kind of a patch up sports facility. You understand? It's the Prime Minister that is the problem. His grandeur, his over-expansion of things in his mind. Really and truly, I'm telling you, I think the Labour Party will be doing a much better governance if they were not run by Roosevelt's carriage. Straight up.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Matt, good morning to you. That's Jerry Charles here. I find a reason now to really congratulate Fia Lafon. I'm hoping, Matt Peltier, that in all the fanfare and celebration that is being carried for Fia, I'm hoping on her part also, Matt Peltier, that she placed some demands on this administration. Issue an ultimatum to them to do something significant for sports in Dominica. I'm hoping she's brave and strong enough, and the people that is around her can, usher her in that direction to place some demands on this government to do something significant for sports. Thanks a lot, my brother. Congratulations to you, Fia, once again. Love and peace.
A legacy of dreams she so deep. Oh, Fia, from the Golden Queen, jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. The nature out to the world she flew. With every step her spirit grew. Olympic dreams now a truth untold. In Fia's jump we find pure gold. Her story written in the stars. A champion's heart that beats so far. We celebrate you with songs of cheer. Fia, for you conquered fear. Oh, Fia, on the Golden Queen, jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. From the nature out to the world she flew.
Definitely.
With every step her spirit.
Fia Lafon is putting us there on the international map. I can tell you that.
Truth untold. In Fia's jump, we find pure gold. Her story written in the stars. A champion's heart that beats so far. We celebrate you with songs of cheer. Fia Lafon, you conquered fear. Oh, Fia Lafon, the Golden Queen, jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, skies witness the tale. Dominica shines, victories prevail. Golden moment we cherish so. Fia Lafon, forever we know. Olympic triumphs you define. Dominican pride, your light will shine. The world watched in awe as she took flight. Her boundless spirit shining ever so bright. With each graceful leap, she conquered the sky. Feel upon our hero reaching new highs. In every stride, she carried a nation's hope. With unwavering determination, she learned to cope. Through sweat and tears, she paid.
All right, finally, I was able to, of course, speak with our guest who promised earlier, but he's here. And we found him there, Annel Roberts, the Senator Annel Roberts, of course, an Olympic coach for many, many years. Now he's a politician, but he's with, of course, Sportsmax there in Jamaica, and he's agreed to join us for a few minutes. Annel, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the people of Dominica, and happy African Emancipation Day and month, and happy Independence Day to Jamaica. Good afternoon. Congratulations, Dominica. Oh, Lord, is the celebration going on still?
Still celebrating there in Rosa, of course, and other parts of Dominica. We are proud, very proud of Thea.
You should be. That young lady epitomizes all that is great about Dominica and the Caribbean. For her to show the stick-to-itiveness, the wherewithal, the commitment and the passion over the years to keep fighting and to eventually climb the mountaintop and be the best in the world, amongst the best all across the globe, flying Dominica's flag high, making the people proud, showing the brilliance, the amazing artistry, the confidence, the intensity, the mental toughness, and the wherewithal. Down to her interview, she shows incredible intelligence, perception, and she's a great ambassador for Dominica. And I'm going to be greedy and say for the Caribbean, because we want to take a little piece of that brilliance too, so our young people can emulate her. It was truly magnificent. 1402, 1502, my goodness, it was brilliant. She blew away the world, and Dominica's flag is flying everywhere across the globe.
How much do you think that our government, the politicians, should invest at this time? Because our prime ministers are promising a track in her name sometime next year around the same time.
Well, my brother, you know, at certain times with positivity and brilliance and amazing achievement, I try not to water it down with nonsense and old talk, because facts are facts. Analysis and numbers will show. And the people of Dominica know the truth. They know what has been done. They know the investment or the lack thereof. They know all of the topics. So at this point, I will not venture there, because the people know. I don't want to spoil the brilliance of an athlete, the amazing feat her family has, the sacrifice her family put, her coaches, her teachers, who brought about this greatness and making history for Dominica and the Caribbean. We will not water it down with negativity about those who promise this and promise that, when the track record is there for the world to see, for all with eyes to see and ears to hear. So I want to focus on the brilliance and to let all the children of Dominica know that that could be you, not only in track and field, but in any sport, in business, in literature, in academia, in music, in art, in dance, in fashion. We in the Caribbean can be the best in the world. The West Indies cricket showed us that in the early 70s to late 80s. And Jamaica showed us it in track and field. We've seen it from Trinidad and Tobago in track and field and cycling and swimming. And now in triple jump and track and field, we see it from Dominica. We could match up against the world, watch them in the eye, and bust their tail. Amazing. Well done, Dominica.
But tell me, do you think, I want to go back to the politics. Do you think our Caribbean governments, I include not only Dominica, do you think our Caribbean governments are investing and making sports a priority in their administration?
They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue about the importance of sport. All we are is bandwagonists. The athletes are left on their own with their parents and those family members who would support them. Maybe one or two sponsors who take a risk to give something. But we don't really understand the power of sport. We don't understand the real value. And the real value is not only in World Championships and Olympics, but it's in the discipline, the character, the development, teaching a young athlete to be punctual, don't be late, respect others, treat others with respect, win, lose, or draw, shake a hand. We saw Simone Biles and the U.S. gymnast show respect to the Brazilian girl who had been fighting and eventually beat both of them, yet they both bowed down to show our respect. Sport can fix crime. Sport can give opportunity. Sport can cut the vicious cycle of poverty. But we think that investing in sport, all of our governments just put ministers of sport just to say you have a portfolio. Most of them have never spent time in sport. They haven't spent time and years in the vineyard. They don't know how to invest. What are the benefits? They don't know how to get into primary schools with great coaches to make coaching a profession so that we could get the best minds to take care and chart the course forward for dreams of our children. We still go into doctors and lawyers and CEOs and businessmen and so on, not understanding that the world of sport has moved ahead, that there are jobs that can pay more. A sport commentator recently signed a $120 million U.S. contract, Stephen A. Smith with ESPN over the next 5 years. That's what sport is. Sport is an industry. And in the Caribbean, we are missing the boat.
We're missing the boat, and of course, it can do a lot for our tourism. I mean, just the getting this gold medal there, is doing a lot for Dominica, and I'm sure for St. Lucia, with the athlete there.
Well, let me tell you this, because they always ask, why should we invest in sport and so on? If you quantify the marketing value of the gold medals of LaFond and the gold medal of Alfred, they have brought the countries of St. Lucia and Dominica to the mind share of the world like money cannot buy. It's over the last 3 days, for example, with the clicks on social media, the NBC, the BBC, the CNN, those all across 208 sovereign nations, showing the fastest woman in the world being St. Lucian, Juju Alfred, and Taylor Fond of Dominica leaping to gold. You would have to pay the government of Dominica and the government of St. Lucia to get the marketing and to get people clicking and checking to see what is Dominica, where is Dominica, what does Dominica have to offer. And then you're seeing the volcano, and you're seeing the springs, and you're seeing the beaches and the beauty and the flora and the fauna. That is worth about $50 million US over the last 3 or 4 days. $50 million US. So when I say to invest in our young athletes, and the investment over a 10-year period may amount to $500,000 US, look at the benefits that the country has just gotten. People are checking, how can I get flights to Dominica, to St. Lucia? What do they have to offer? Look at the beauty and the brilliance simply because of these athletes. So any politician or any minister who does not understand that aspect of the investment and the return is nonsensical at best.
But tell me, were you surprised? I know you've been following these athletes. Were you surprised at their performance there on Saturday? These two athletes?
Absolutely not. She was always there. But with these sports, and that sport, that hop, skip, and jump, that triple jump, there is no level of total consistency. Once you're in the top 10 in the world at the Olympics, you have a chance to win. Look, we're watching the 400-meter hurdles, for example. We know that McLaughlin of the USA and Femke Bowl, that they will share the medals, gold or silver, because there is a consistency to the event, a simplicity. However, in the triple jump, so many things could go wrong. If the track is wet and it was wet that day, you could change your run-up. You could get excited. You could take an inch too close and get a red flag. You could slip on the skip. You cannot get your timing correct. Your leap and your core when you're going into the pit. There's so many technical aspects. You have to be so brilliant, so consistent, so confident, and so intelligent that anything could happen on the day. So, yes, she had a chance. But for her, Ms. LaFont, to put it all together at the right time, in the right place in Paris was amazing, and Dominica should keep applauding her from now for the next 20 years.
What is it that we have done differently than we have not seen Jamaica bring in gold? We have not seen Trinidad bring in gold. What is it that you think these small Caribbean islands or the OECS islands may have had over the big countries there this time around?
Well, if you want my answer that, I go stay on this phone for about 3 hours. But Trinidad and Tobago, unfortunately, we have a government for 9 years who doesn't care about sport, who has a minister of sport who doesn't know anything about sport, didn't want to be the minister. In fact, when they moved her from tourism to sport, she said, when your own dog bites you, you're well bitten. She doesn't even want to be there. So if the leadership doesn't know, doesn't care, and isn't passionate, then you have problems in producing results. So I speak with in-depth knowledge about Trinidad and Tobago. But it's good. It's about time that the smaller islands come up because the talent is there. The intelligence is there. Now we must build on that. In 1976, Jamaica built on the exploits of Don Quarry, getting silver in the 100 meters to Hazley Crawford, and then winning the 200 meters in Montreal 1976. Jamaica then went into the primary schools, got their coaches educated, put coaches into high schools, got a wider pool of athletes taking part in track and field, and increased the knowledge base of their coaches so that they could impact, they could identify talent and develop it. And since then, we've seen a brilliant train of Olympic medalists from Jamaica. Dominica, St. Lucia must build just like that, as Jamaica did in 1976. 2024 is your watershed. It's your benchmark moving forward. Now, we must not just wait for a Tia Lafon to pop up or for a mother and father to sacrifice or for her to push herself. We must now go in search with investment, with coaches, putting them in the right spots across every nook and cranny in the country, especially in the areas that are a little bit lower income areas where you search and find the talent and you can then develop it from a young age. Get our coaches out, spend money on them to educate themselves, get certified, bring in other foreign coaches to teach our coaches, especially at the primary school level. We need the best coaches at the younger levels.
Well, tell me in a nutshell as we go, Annel, how would you describe the 2024 Summer Olympics there in Paris? We have just have a few more days.
So far, for our Caribbean and our St. Lucia and Dominica, brilliant, miraculous, historic. In general, the games have been fraught with controversy. I think the IOC is trying to be a politician or to send a new message of wokeness and so on to the world. I think it was disgraceful, the opening ceremony, that they tried to impact and put a message across the world, attacking different religions and so on. So the Olympic movement needs to check itself. But the games have been well organized. They're quite good, except for the triathlon, putting athletes to swim in a river that is disgustingly polluted. But overall, the athletes have performed. The world has come to perform. And the world needs the Olympics and sport ever more as we see possible conflict, hostile conflict in the Middle East seems to be going to open up even more. Russia is still in Ukraine. North Korea and South Korea are angry and arguing. The world is unsettled, so sport is needed even more now.
All right, Annel Roberts, thank you for sharing your time. I know you are very busy there in Jamaica, but you could take a few minutes to share with us in Dominica. Any final comments as you go?
I just wish I had my Dominican passport. I wouldn't want to buy one from our Prime Minister, but I wish I had one to take the joy that Lafond has brought to Dominica. You all deserve it. She is brilliant. Celebrate her. Support her going forward from now till she gets older. And when she gets older, have a pension plan for her. Treat your heroes with love and respect. How we treat our heroes is who we are. So congratulations, Dominica. Congratulations, Tia Lafond. What an amazing feat. I still get goosebumps just mentioning. Well done. Wave your flags. Celebrate. Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you, Annel Roberts, the commentator, of course, senator in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much, Annel. Thank you very much again.
Be safe.
Thank you. Somebody said, just listen to this guy. I got teary because what he said is so truthful. Huh? Again, I keep making the point. What are our priorities? All the millions of dollars spent in marketing tourism over the past few years. One jump, one golden jump. That's all it took. Because everybody wants to know. I think we did we got an interview there that was conducted last night on the.
Let's talk about that mental part of it, because I'm really wanting to our conversation to really inspire these young people who we have in Dominica, because Dominica has quite a few very promising young athletes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about that mental side and setting that high aspiration and striving for it.
Well, I think that the first thing, is goal setting. I suggest that you write down on paper what you want your goal to be. And then if that's your main goal, write down the stepping stones to getting to that goal. Because it's very difficult to go from jumping, say, 14 meters to 15 meters. But if I chip it down into, well, first I want to jump 1420, then 1440, then 1460, 1480. At 1480, 15 meters is not that far from that. And so actually quantifying your goals into smaller, achievable sections just makes the task.
The role that you are in fact and elite athlete. Let's talk about that mental part of it, because I'm really.
And that was a little interview there with the TDN radio.
First gold medal, she brought it home. In the city of love, she shone and rolled. Bright and glory in every leap. A legacy of dreams she sold so deep. Oh, Thea, the golden queen, jumping for the flag with a heart so.
You heard him, Mr. Annel just said, our politicians are not interested in sports. Sports is just not a priority.
But I want to add my voice in congratulating Tia Lafont and her family. But the part that the government want to play now, to me, it looked like a father that neglected a child from youth. And now that that child become famous, you want to say, oh, beat your chest and say, it's my child. Too little, too late, man. Too little, too late. Those people destroying sports in Dominica. And I heard you said something this morning, Matt, when I think it was Paul Alexander that called and talked nonsense about professionals in Dominica study abroad. Yes, that is true, but sports is too small for us to talk that nonsense about it. The government don't care about sports in Dominica. What happened to the poor people, children who cannot afford to go abroad to do study and to practice sports? Nonsense they're talking. Thank you.
Again, it's not. It was not Paul Alexander, okay?
Jumping for the flag with a heart so keen. Paris, skies witness.
Well, a few minutes and then we'll wrap it up with our friends there, the host of Global View and Q, as we look forward to the discussion there tonight. And talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Yeah, Matt, I just love to hear Mr. Roberts.
You love his energy. You love his energy.
I love to hear that guy. But the thing is, Matt, the process
of the interest in sports, which should permeate the whole island. It's not just going to do something for a few. It's going to do something for every child that goes to school. It should permeate the whole school system. They only have like something like a sports day once a year. You know, that's just not enough. This thing should permeate the whole school system, and then we'll see real results at the end of it. Thank you, man.
Thank you, too, on the telephone. Hello, good afternoon to you, yeah?
Wait a while. Hey, Mr. Pelty, blessings to you. What's up, bro?
Good afternoon to you. You sound a little more energized this afternoon, blessings.
I give thanks to you, Mr. Pelty. Mr. Pelty, Annel Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, I wish I was related to that man, you know. Maybe we are mad.
maybe.
I just want to give thanks to him. Fear more glory be to you, your blessings and your power and your influence are all up in the heavens, darling. You're unlimited and unrestricted. You're international, you're local, you're regional. Blessings to you, Matt. So have you ever thought why these politicians in the Caribbean, not to hear about St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Lucia with Caribbean Galaxy and how much billions that went to Hong Kong, Matt?
Mm-hmm. I've heard the
with
stories.
With our CBI monies, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, we hearing about Dominica. Matt, an athlete, successful athlete, too powerful and influential. That level of popularity, boy, that gives politicians a phobia, you know, Matt, a fear. So can you imagine you have some successful athletes, Matt, want to dethrone those dictators, Matt? That doesn't mean these guys haven't got ideas, Matt. They're traveling. They're intelligent enough to pattern on what other people are doing. Matt, the potential in the human will and spirit, Matt, it is unpredictable, unmeasurable, Matt. You seeing little children coming up and down and just seeing young men smoking or whatever thing, Matt, set them up in a program, whether it's music, sports, art, or anything. Matt, when you see what you assisted in bringing out of these children, these young people, the potential, the untapped ability, Matt, to do things. Matt, you know, if a dog running behind you, Matt, you can fly over 100-foot wall and then they tell you, look, 100 million to do it if you're not in trouble. Matt, you don't reach it halfway.
No. It's the energy, yes.
That's the human potential, Matt. And these criminals, they knows it. So they're not going to invest monies and time into it. They rather look some marijuana to smoke, man. Look, see war. Look, you know, all kind of nonsense to keep them entertained. I talk about it this morning, Matt. Entertainment and intoxication runs in parallel. A perfect tool for distraction, Matt, because you're entertained. And that's where they have the people. Rather than these young people entertaining the world, let them be entertained by this. Look at drugs. I was about to say criminals, Matt, but they tell me I must be careful what I say. But, you know, I am not right in God's chambers, you know, so be careful. But have a blessed day.
All right, good afternoon to you. Blessings. Thank you very much. Hello, talk to me, yes? Yes.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much, Mr. Pelty, for answering my call. I want to share my voice with congratulations to our young lady here, Miss Lafort. And I think it has made Dominica proud. I am very proud. I also want to recognize our sister from, we call her the Sister Island from St. Lucia. So we have things to be proud of. But you know what I also want to mention? We have two young guys here representing West Indies, Alec Afanez and Hodge, Calvin Hodge. And I think Dominica is doing well. And my contribution to their congratulations is the view that I was very disappointed when the ICC, the International Cricket Council, They gave Dominica 2 games. I mean, they could have played wherever they want to play, and that we did not have the light. So my constructive criticism is not to bash the government, but to say we can do better. Because we really do have good talent in Dominica. Matt, are you with me?
I'm right here. We don't have too much time.
I know we don't have much time. So let me just say thank you for really celebrating this young lady. I also want us to remember that we have 2 guys on the international stage, which is Ali Cafanez and Calvin Hodge. And thank you for what you do. I have always told you you're doing a good job, and we leave out the politics in it, but we can do better. We really can do better, and I really want to say congratulations to them. And by the way, before you go, I'm not being funny, but I will say it. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy camper, and you are invited to my wedding.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll pass the message.
They're jumping high in the Paris air. Dominic rise, we sing without a care. She grasps its strength and might. Triple jump into victory, what a sight.
Hello, talk to me on the telephone, of course. So Global View coming up tonight at 8 o'clock. Stick around for the talking points. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Yeah, Matt, you know one of the things I've noticed? This government, they really hate sports so much, Matt. They're using all other ministries to do corruption and to thief money and so on. You know, for example, they will use the Ministry of Health, they will build a hospital in Marigot, and they will make MNC charge Renault.
From my observation for the past couple of years, Brian, 2 ministries that a few government ministers don't like at all to be in charge of. I'll tell you what. The Minister of Sports and the Ministry of Agriculture. That's a big challenge. I'm sure you agree with me, yes?
Yes, Matt. You know why I agree with you, Matt? Because those are the 2 ministries where it's harder to make corruption. They'll make corruption, you know, Matt. But it is harder to make corruption. And that is why I'm saying the Kerry cannot even say, okay, well, let's build a stadium and we'll try to thief the money from it like we thieving from the Marigot Hospital and overcharge them and so on. You check? They're not even trying that with sports. You check, because they don't like sports, Matt.
I'll tell you what, Brian, we have to go. We have 8 more minutes. We have some talking points to present there before we leave. And I just want to say the powers that be are not interested in sports, then they are not interested in the young people of Dominica and the young people's development, period. Dominica must hold its people accountable. All right, let's take a few points there from Mr. Sheridan G. And, of course, Sports Wrap tonight. No, Sports Wrap, Global View. A little confusion there. Global View tonight on Q95 from 8 o'clock. Stay tuned for this. Until tomorrow morning, see you around.
The Golden Queen. Tonight I'll have with me Justice Dr. Irving Andre, Leonard Clinton, President of the DWP, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, and also we expect to have to join us for a few minutes by Sam George. They call him the enigmatic Sam George of TDN Radio. And we will, in fact, be paying some tribute to TLR4. And we will, in fact, be playing Sam's songs. I mean, Sam has written many songs and produced many songs and mixed and mastered many, many songs. But there's 2 of them that I kind of think that are very, very good for us to look at now, because I remember he wrote a song when I think 2 women in Dominica have been murdered within a day or the same day or something. I don't know whether you recall that. And Sam George made that song. But really and truly, he has been doing some things, and I really want him to talk about what he has been doing tonight. It was really instructive that he was able to write that song and produce it and publish it. It is our 31st Global Beyond Q show tonight for 2024, 31st one for 2024. And of course, we continue to engage with our cherished local, regional, and global Q family listeners and friends of Dominica. Our distinguished guests, as I said tonight, Justice Dr. Irving Andre, our distinguished investigative journalist, UWP President Leonard Clinton, UWP Team Dominica leader, financial economist Dr. Thompson Fontaine,
And I said, we will do the special tribute to TLR4, and Sam George, TV and Radio, will help us to do that and talk about his songs. But we will talk about the urgency for people's power to fuel the way forward for Dominica. We will tell you why we need a major display of people's power now. And tonight we will show how the crisis of electoral reform has implications for productive or unproductive national budgets, like those that have been presented from year to year, year after year for 20 years. What has been and is really the mission, the unfulfilled goals, objectives, and deliverables and failed projects that are highlighted in the budget every year. We will have some questions. So where is the budget for the people? What are the people getting from this? Who is looking after the people's interests? Who is speaking for the people? Are the Cardinal Awards, for example, going to be punished for voting for Ms. Annette Sanford? She represents, I believe, the best of us. But do the rest of us have the courage to follow the good example of the Cardinal people, to fight and vote for meaningful change? What has been accomplished for ordinary Dominicans from this national budget? And I speak a lot about this budget because every year we get this budget and nothing seems to come out of them. So is this 2024-25 national budget simply more of the same? A struggling economy, as described by our finance minister, Dr. McIntyre, is contracting. Agriculture, tourism, agribusiness, and the other growth engines are stuttering and suffering, and unemployment is rising. We still have to remind ourselves of all those things because it's happening to us every day. Export earnings are decreasing, healthcare is deteriorating, youth entrepreneurs are not getting help. The national debt is growing and growing and growing. Some $400 million has already been spent, and costs are rising for an elusive geothermal energy project that still has no clue as to what will be the price already. Hard-pressed Dominican households will have to pay for electricity. No word on the future of a CBI program plagued with bad operators because of failed due diligence, which has resulted in cancellations of citizenships of many alleged groups, criminals, and bad actors, but which is supposed to, at the same time, it's supposed to fund a significant percentage of the proposed expenses in the national budget. And the list of failures goes on. So no wonder the ministries are unable to spend the amounts allocated to them in the budget. The reason may be that the money is just not available to them. But who underpriced the passports they sold to these crooks and criminals? But there is still no accountability from the government ministers as to why the funds that are allocated in the national budget to these major pillars of the economy every year are not spent to deliver better results for ordinary Dominicans. I'm sure that my guests tonight will share their analysis of these issues with us. But meantime, we expect that, as you know, within 6 months or so, following the approval of this national budget estimate that we just had, there will be a return to Parliament for approval of this, what we now call this infamous supplementary estimate. Due to the failure to properly plan and prepare correct cost estimates in the no-bid contracts for the project contained in the national budget estimates. So we advocate for proper electoral and campaign finance reform. And discussion tonight is also about being ready to forestall any sham-snap general election that we've been hearing about. The key question is, how did we arrive at this point where the theft of elections has become the norm? Where did we go wrong? Why didn't we see what we were creating? Did we create a monster? Why did our democratic alert system collectively fail us? Even today, we are turning a tolerant eye for the robbery of Dominica. Why? Another key question is, what must we all do individually to protect our democracy and to protect the rule of law in Dominica? Or should all opposition forces, for example, be unified, organized, and structured on the ground in every constituency to make a real impact on the population in support of electoral reform and to participate in mass rallies? Will we continue to allow passport sellers to betray the trust of the people even further and continue to sell out the future of Dominica's children? But as you know, that most right-thinking Dominicans at home and abroad are still saying enough is enough. Enough of the rampant unemployment, the sidelining of local contractors and local service providers with questionable no-bid contracts to foreign companies, while Dominica stand aside and look. And it's time to stop the ongoing willful persecution of opposition leaders and independent thinkers. Leonard Clinton was back in court again recently. Thompson Fontaine will be back in court again soon. For what? 7 years and counting. And the persecution continues unabated. So too is the victimization, the discrimination against people with a different opinion. And the only answer really is people's power. But as we always say, sitting on the fence or hiding in the shadows has not worked. So tonight, my guest is Justice Dr. Leonard Leonard Clinton Thompson Fontaine, where we will talk about that. We will also touch on what is going on in the United States now, because some of these have lessons for all of us here. What is happening in Bangladesh is key. It's a key lesson for us. I mean, this lady has been there for 20 years, and I think she inherited power from her dad or something. And so when we create this kinds of dictatorship, this is what we get. So that is why I say that we cannot just stand aside and look while we see those things happening before our eyes, and we act as though we're not seeing them. It's right there happening before our eyes. So we will talk about those things, but I think it's important that we do. So tonight we expect to have a very interesting discussion, but certainly we are hopeful that we can spend a little time just before we do that on TLR4. I think it's a big deal for Dominica that this lady put in gold in the Olympics. She's really a true champion, the first female Olympian Dominica's ever had, and what a wonderful person she is.
94.5 and 99.5.
No, don't show me that. No, I don't want to see it. Good afternoon, everybody. I don't know. I don't know.
Welcome. In a moment.